Sitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Ako Ikamaniya Visesha Shobha Purusham Namaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusham Namaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Pan Kayanti Giram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Amaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Bhajami Govinda Adi Purusham Namaham Bhajami Govinda Adi Purusham Namaham Bhajami Govinda Adi Purusham Namaham Bhajami Govinda Hari 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 Purusham O Master, please be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhu. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Rana Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Mui Savadana Mate Bando Mui Savadana Mate Jahara Prashadhe Bhai E Bhavatoriya Jai E Jahara Prashadhe Bhai E Bhavatoriya Jai Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya Padma Vakya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya Arna Koriyo Mane Asha Arna Koriyo Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Rati Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Charane Rati Se Jai Prashade Pure Sarva Asha Jai Prashade Pure Sarva Asha Chakudan dilo je janme janme Prabhu se Chakudan dilo je janme janme Prabhu se Divya Gyan Hriday Prakasito Divya Gyan Hriday Prakasito Prema Bhakti Ja Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Prema Bhakti Ja Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Vede Gaya Racharito Vede Gaya Jahara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Lokanath Lokera Jivana Ha ha Prabhu Korora Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Ha ha Prabhu Korora Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Ebejas Kushuk Tribhuvana Ebejas Kushuk Tribhuvana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Ebeya Sushukri Bhuvana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, perfect. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Nrsingadev, 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 Jaya Nrsingadev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astottara Sata Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astottara Sata Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Brajabhumi Shri Vrindavan Dhama Ki Jai. Mayapur Navadvip Dhama Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulasi Marani Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yeah, fine, bro. Yeah, thank you. जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरावन चारी। यमुना तीरावन चारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरावन चारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जयो Radha, Kala Chanji Radha, Kala Chanji Radhe. Jayo Radha, Govinda Radha, Govinda Radhe. Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Baladeva, Jayo Subhadra Maya. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada. Jayo Jayo Gurudev, 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 Jayo Jayo Gurudev. Jai Gurudev. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jayo Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jayo Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jayo Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurava प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Praying at the lotus feet of our spiritual master, our dear most Srila Prabhupada and our dear Lord Krishna. May I speak few words in the glorification of the Lord. May I speak few words in the glorification of the Lord for the purification of myself and for the pleasure of the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubheva cha patita nam pavane bhyo Vaishnave bhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Wish you all a very happy Ekadashi. And today we'll be reading Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya, chapter 8. This is the chapter named Talks Between Lord and Ramananda Raya. So as many of us attended Keshav Maharaj's class, and Maharaj spoke on the first verse, and I wrote few points, and I thought I would like to repeat those so that we can imbibe more. This is Adi 14.1. Kathanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhaved bismrite vipiritam syat Shri Chaitanya namamitam. Things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one somehow or other simply remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But if one does not remember him, even easy things become very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances. That's a prayer, not exactly the verse, but yeah. So this is one thing that I remember Maharaj was mentioning, that this chapter is very guhyam, very secret chapter, because this is between Rai Ramananda and Lord, and about very esoteric topic, very elevated topics that are not easy to understand for normal conditioned soul. And that's when Maharaj was mentioning that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, after when they will reach this chapter, he will ask to go back to, from the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita and skip this chapter. So that's how elevated and exalted this chapter is. That's what I remember. Also, Rai Ramananda, I have heard that he is in the mood of Vishaka Sakhi, one of the prime most Sakhis of Radha and Krishna. And but in Gauradesh Deepika, there, all the characters, this book is a very small book. I've thought of getting it, but somehow I forgot. Maybe next time I'll read it for you. It's a small book, and there every character from Chaitanya Charitamrita is explained who is he or she in Krishna Leela. So I wanted to, because on my book I had this, that Rai Ramananda was Arjuna. So I went back and confirmed, and the book says that of course, as I mentioned, his name as Vishaka Sakhi is not mentioned, at least the verse that I was looking into. Two descriptions are given for Rai Ramananda. One is Arjuna Pandava, and Arjuna Gopi also. So, but coming back to the point that Rai Ramananda being Arjuna, this chapter is where Mahaprabhu is asking question, and Rai Ramananda is answering the. I'll confirm to you, Prabhu, and yeah, this is. No. What is the Gauradesh Deepika? What is the book's name? Gaur Ganadesh Deepika. Prabhupada also mentions it many times in the purport where the description is necessary to give. So Prabhupada, every now and then he would mention. Whoever is there so for Rai Ramananda it is Arjuna and Arjuna Gopi, but we are talking about Arjuna aspect of him. And Bhagavad Gita, if we see, Krishna spoke to Arjuna. But in this chapter, Arjuna is speaking to Krishna, because Rai Ramananda was in Arjuna's mood, and you want to say incarnation, or a partial incarnation of Arjuna, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna, which we all know. So this is the conversation between them. What Maharaj was speaking, on the first verse, this verse was saying, I will read the purport. The translation says that, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gauranga, is the ocean of all conclusive knowledge in the devotional service. He empowered Sri Ramananda Rai, who may be likened to a cloud of devotional service. This cloud was filled with the water of the conclusive purports of devotional service, and was empowered by the ocean to spread this water over the sea of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Thus, the ocean of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became filled with the jewels of the knowledge of pure devotional service. So if we see the basic, it's an example, analogy of a Rai Ramananda speaking to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like a cloud. Where does the cloud get the water from? From the ocean. It evaporates, it gets evaporated, and the cloud gets filled with the water, and then again in the form of rain, it comes back to the ocean. So it's taking from the ocean holding it and giving it back to the ocean. Similarly, Rayana Ramananda got the knowledge from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and giving it back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is that example clear? Okay. So, but what Maharaj was saying, one point I remember, I wanted to actually read from my notes so that I don't miss out. I was writing, I did not revise it. Let's see. Yeah. So, Ramananda was, but what Maharaj was mentioning, that when the, what do you say, the cloud evaporates the water from the ocean, you don't see it. But when it comes in the form of rain, we all see it, right? Similarly, when Mahaprabhu gave the knowledge to Rai Ramananda, we don't know. We may ask that, how do you know Mahaprabhu gave the knowledge? So that's the analogy. It's so beautiful. And Maharaj gave another aspect to it. Like, we don't see the cloud taking the water away, but we see the rain. Similarly, we are hearing Rai Ramananda speaking to Lord Chaitanya, but we don't see Lord Chaitanya giving the knowledge, transferring the knowledge to Rai Ramananda. Maharaj was saying one more point is, as I was saying, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not let his disciple to read Madhya 8th chapter. This is the 8th chapter. And then Maharaj was mentioning that conversation between two madmen. So, like Mahaprabhu eventually said that you are also mad, I am also mad. So this is a conversation between two madmen. So this is a equal. You and I are sama. That's the word he was mentioning. Sama is equal. So this is a conversation between two madmen. And then Maharaj, about overall Chaitanya Charitamrita, he was saying that some conversations are for transformation. Some conversations are for education. And some are for transcendental relishment. And this talk between Ramananda Rai and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is for the transcendental relishment. Nobody was educating anybody. They were perfect in their philosophy. And neither they needed a transformation, because one was the Lord and one was a pure devotee. But what was they were doing was transcendental relishment. External purpose is to preach. Internal is to relish, like Rath Yatra. So we see that, Mahaprabhu was example is Rath Yatra. During Rath Yatra, Mahaprabhu was doing so many things. One, externally he was preaching everybody. But internally he was relishing the pastime of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Jagannath, in the, Krishna in the mood of separation from Radharani. Then he was mentioning that as our ability to stay in connection with the transcendental sound increases, so our advancement of our spiritual life. So the more and more we can be absorbed, the more longer. I remember from the I don't know if I've said it before, but I will just say that when I came to Krishna consciousness, one Mataji forwarded me a lecture which was of 2 hours, and I heard it for 15 minutes, and I was thinking, like, how can you hear class for 2 hours? Who can hear class for 2 hours? And then eventually, by Lord's mercy, devotee's mercy, I can manage 2 hours lecture. So it's like the more our ability increases, expands, our muscle power increases to be absorbed in the sound vibration, whether in the form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra or in the form of, Srimad Bhagavatam reading or hearing, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita. The more we can be in association with the sound vibration of Krishna, the more the advancement of our spiritual life will be. Then there is so much distance between, this is a very important point, this is very particular for this chapter, that there was so much difference between Ramananda Rai and Lord Chaitanya. And Maharaj mentions the distance. And also we see there's so much distance between the cloud and the ocean. There's so much distance, right? So the distances that Maharaj was mentioning about Ramananda Rai and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One was that Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi, which is the highest order. And Rai Ramananda was a grihastha. Right? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a Brahman, but Rai Ramananda was a Shudra, so-called Shudra. And Rai Ramananda had a very, very big responsible post in the government. But Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi, but it says that those who are sannyasi, they are socially dead. Like they have no social obligation. So we see these 3 differences. And that we are drawing everything from Krishna, which often not seem like the cloud drawing water. This is a point that I was mentioning, that even if the cloud is drawing everything from the ocean, we often don't see it. But when it pours in the form of rain, we can all see it. And then Maharaj also gave a beautiful example of how, somebody said, oh, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that, you were such a wonderful preacher, but we don't see Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, your guru, to be so exemplary. And then he said, do you see this fan? He said, I'm like this fan, which is making so much sound and you can see it. But there's also a motor behind it. There is also a motor behind it, which we cannot see. But my Guru Maharaj is like quiet, but the main reason for the fan to run. Okay, so those are the main points. One point I could not understand what I wrote, so. So we'll continue. This is text 2. So this is, again, the chapter is Madhya 8, talks between the Lord and Ramananda Rai. And I will also acknowledge here, because we understand that it's a very exalted topic. And so, you have a question, bro? Yeah. Yeah.
So, I heard that sannyasis are like socially dead.
Yeah.
But like, for instance, when Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Maharaj came, he said himself, he's servant of love, and I totally believe it. I mean, just look at how he acts with everybody, and it's like he's giving love to everyone. So it seems like he was having a relationship with tons of people.
But if you see one thing, socially dead means, I have also heard this definition, I believe it is Srila Prabhupada's purport, that they don't belong to anybody particular family. That even says for brahmacharis also. Like the society, the world is their family. They don't have a particular family. That is somewhat connected to what you are saying. Socially dead means they don't have obligation. They don't have to go to marriages, they don't have to take care of kids, they don't have to do so many obligations, right? All their obligations are for Krishna. And even if a grihastha live life like that every obligation they take, I don't know if it is relevant, but I have heard long time means 3-4 years back, Hari Parshad Prabhu brings up this topic. It's called Aropa Bhakti. Arop means you blame something. In our life, if you see, we do so many things, even as a devotee, which are not directly devotion. Like taking bath, brushing our teeth. But you can still put a arop that Krishna, I am doing it on you. Like, putting a blame. Krishna, I am doing this for you. And that also become a bhakti. It's called arop bhakti. Am I saying it right, Prabhu? Do you know about this concept? Yeah. So I've heard it from Hari Parshad Prabhu. So he was saying that. So why did I come to that point? Like, so when you do it for Krishna, so you also become a sannyasi. So socially dead does not mean but Maharaj is not doing anything, or any Maharaj. If you see their lifestyle, they completely absorbed in Krishna. That's sannyas. And if a grihastha can do it, irrespective of which order, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? It is not so much about renunciation, but it is more about the mood of renunciation. When Arjuna asked in 3 chapters, 3 times, which one is more? Like, should I work or should I renunciate? Karma yoga or or should I leave everything or do the karma yoga? But and Prabhupada time and again explains to us that even a grihastha can be a brahmachari or a sannyasi. To Rupanuga Prabhu, he's Srila Prabhupada's very early disciple, that he wrote, it was shared in the Srila Prabhupada group, that if a grihastha, like you are like a sannyasi, because you are doing everything for Krishna. So socially dead does not mean that they will not do anything, but they will do everything for Krishna and nothing for their personal purpose. Does it make sense?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, that is my understanding, Prabhu. Somebody. So we'll move to the text 2, Madhya 8, text 2. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda Jay Jaya Advaita Chandra Jayo Gaura Bhakta Brinda All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai. Text 3. পূর্বরাতি প্রভু আগে গমন করিলা জিওর নিসিংহ ক্ষেত্রে কতদিন গেলা. According to his previous program, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went forward on his tour and after some days arrived at the place of pilgrimage known as Jiyada Narsimha. Purport. The Jiyada Narsimha temple is situated on top of a hill about 5 miles away from Visakhapatnam. There is a railway station on the South Indian Railway known as Simhachala. The temple known as Simhachala is the best temple in the vicinity of Visakhapatnam. This temple is very affluent and is a typical example of the architecture of the area. On one of the stone tablet, it is mentioned that formerly a queen covered the deity with gold plate. This is mentioned in the Visakhapatnam Gazettery. About the temple, there are residential quarters for the priest and devotees. Indeed, at the present moment, there are many residential quarters to accommodate visiting devotees. The original deity is situated within the depth of the temple, but there is another deity, a duplicate, known as Vijayamurti. This smaller deity can be moved from the temple and taken on public processions. Priests who generally belong to the Ramanuja Sampradaya are in charge of the deity worship. So that's good details. নরসিংহ দেখিয়া কইল দণ্ডবৎ প্রণতি প্রেমাবেশে কইল বহু নৃত্য গীত স্তুতি. Upon seeing the deity of Lord Narsimha in the temple, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered his respectful obeisances by falling flat. Then in ecstatic love, he performed various dances, chanted and offered prayers. So when we read about Madhavendra Puri, we have seen that how as soon as Madhavendra Puri enters the temple, he sees Lord, he becomes so happy. He chants, he dances, sometimes they also faint. So when we come to temple, we can also, remember this pastime, whether we can faint or not, but at least become happy seeing the Lord. Seeing how he is dressed today and everything about him, all his paraphernalia and everything about him, about the temple, it should make us so happy. Even if we are sad for any reason, it should make, like Prabhu was saying on Janmashtami, that please be happy. So the day I was feeling so tired and I just remembered it because it was an early morning instruction. I was thinking, okay, I have to be happy. I have to be happy. Sometimes, at Prabhupada says, like Gargamuni Prabhu, he says in his Prabhupada memories that he didn't feel like paying obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. And he would go and say, Prabhupada, I don't feel like paying obeisances. Prabhupada didn't say it's okay. Prabhupada said, keep on paying obeisances and you will feel like. So if you don't feel enthusiastic, fake it. And Prabhupada says, what do you say? What does he say? He said, copy of good things is a good thing. You can imitate the good things. So like that. So even if we do not have that emotion or that much of ecstasy or feeling that as soon as I don't feel happy seeing Kalachandji every day, if at all that's the feeling, but because Mahaprabhu felt happy, I should also feel happy. Because Madhavendra Puri said, and it is not that they saw only one time, they were seeing the deities again and again and again. There was no, taking things for granted. And Madhavendra Puri is very nicely explained how he would dance, he will praise the Lord and he will chant and he will dance and he will do kirtan. So we see similarly, of course, Mahaprabhu is the Lord of all. So we are all following his footsteps and Madhavendra Puri did the same. So he became very happy seeing Narsimha deity. Narsingho joy Narsingh. Okay. Shri Narsingha, Jai Narsingha, Jai Jai Narsimha. Prahaladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa. All glories to all glories to Narsimadev, all glories to Narsimadev, who is the Lord of Prahlad Maharaj, and like a honey bee is always engaged in beholding the lotus-like face of the goddess of fortune. The goddess of fortune, purport. The goddess of fortune is always embraced by Lord Narsimadev. This is mentioned in the commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam written by great commentator Srila Sridhar Swami. The following verse was composed by Sridhar Swami in his commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 1087-1. Bhag Isha Yasya Vadane Lakshmir Yasya Cha Vakshani Yashyaste Hridaye Samvetam Narsimham Aham Bhaje. Lord Narsimadeva is always assisted by Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and he is always embracing the goddess of fortune to his chest. The Lord is always complete in knowledge within himself. Let us offer obeisances unto Narsimadev. Similarly, in his commentary on the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.1, Sridhar Swami describes Lord Narsimadev in this way. Prahlada Hridayam Hridaya Ladam Bhakta Vidya Vidaranam Sharada Induruchim Vande Parindra Vadanam Harim. Let me offer my obeisances unto Lord Narsimadev, who is always enlightening Prahlad Maharaj within his heart and who always kills the nescience that attacks the devotees. His mercy is distributed like moonshine, and his face is like that of a lion. Let me offer my obeisances unto him again and again. Those are prayers for Narsimadev. Ugrapi anugra evayam swabhaktanam nirakesh kesari va swapotanam anyeshamugra vikrama. Although very ferocious, the lioness is very kind to her cubs. Similarly, although very ferocious to non-devotees like Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narsimadev is very, very soft and kind to devotees like Prahlad Maharaj. Purport: this verse was composed by Sridhar Swami in his commentary on the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 791. So these verses are being chanted, and the other two are in purport, but this one was sung by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 7th one. Ei moto nana shloko poristuti koilo nishingho shevak mala prasad ani dilo. In this way, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited different verses from the Shastra. The priest of Lord Narsimadev then bought garlands and the remnants of the Lord's food and offered them to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. পূর্বত কোনো বিপ্র কইল নিমন্ত্রণ সেই রাত্রি তাহারা রহি করিলা গমন. As usual, a Brahmana offered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu an invitation. The Lord passed the night in the temple and then commenced his tour again. প্রভাতে উঠিয়া প্রভু চলিলা প্রেমাবেশে দিক বিদিক নাহি জ্ঞান রাত্রি দিবসে. The next morning, in the great ecstasy of love, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started on his tour with no knowledge of the proper direction, and he continued the whole day and night. So uthiya. So as soon as he got up from sleep or transcendental sleep, he just got up and he started moving. Dig bidak means he didn't have any clue of which direction is what, which is south, which is north, which is what. He was just going And then he didn't even have any clue of whether it was night or day. He got up and he started going. The one thing I was looking at the text, I don't know how it reads. Are you reading from your Vedaves? Does it, if you read the English, what does it say? Uthiya Prabhu Cholila. Does it say that? 9? No, not the translation. If you see the text, does it say, does it start with you? Yeah, in the book it is different. The Bengali and the English are different. It starts with Uthiya. Anyway, text 10. পূর্ববত বৈষ্ণব করি সর্বলোক গণে গোদাবরী তীরে প্রভু আইলা কত দিনে. As previously, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu converted to Vaishnavism, many people he met on the road. After some days, the Lord reached the bank of the river Godavari. Last one for the day. গোদাবরী দেখি হইল যমুনা স্মরণ তীরে বন দেখি স্মৃতি হইল বৃন্দাবন. When he saw the river Godavari, the Lord remembered the river Yamuna, and when he saw the forest on the banks of the river, he remembered Sri Vrindavan Dham. On that I was thinking, when we see any water body, we can also think it is as Yamuna. And when we see any even small forest, we can think it is Vrindavan. Because transcendental life is so wonderful. Even in remembrance, you get the benefit of visiting and, seeing it. So if we can remember that way, like when this summer we went to Vrindavan, and sometimes when I have the memory, it's so beautiful. It is as transcendental as it is when you are physically present there. If I think of Sanatan Goswami's face in his samadhi, or Rupa Goswami's face in his samadhi, his kutir, it's all there. So when I was there, one thing I was feeling that you must read Chaitanya Charitamrita before you go to Vrindavan. If not all, some of it, like I have done some of it. So when you go, one thing, you have something to converse, to people to ask. And the second thing is, I always feel, you read book, you read scripture, go to the dham, come back and read again. This is like a sandwich. Either way you can take it. Take or go to the dham, visit the dham, read the book or scripture, and again go to the dham. So this back and forth, it deepens our feelings, whether for the scripture or for the dham. It's together. It's anandam buddhivardhanam. It just increases the ecstasy. Whatever, little ecstasy, whatever I feel. Not that high, but whatever little I have. So, yeah, and I also wanted to end today with a beautiful verse that I have heard over the last 2 weeks, like from Amarendra Prabhu's class. It's a beautiful one. I thought I will read it, if possible, every day end of the class. This is Antya 12:1. Shruyatam shruyatam nityam giyatam muda chintyatam bhaktas chaitanya charitamritam. O devotees, may the transcendental life and characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always be heard, chanted, and meditated upon with great happiness. Shall I go word by word? Shruyatam shruyatam nityam. Shruyatam means always, nityam means every day. Like nityam bhagavatam sevaya. Similarly, this is for Chaitanya Charitamrita. Every day here, nityam, regularly here, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Giyatam muda. With great happiness, sing it, recite it. Chintyatam, meditate upon it. Bhaktas, or devotees. Chaitanya Charitamritam. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Any question, correction, addition?
Hare Krishna, thanks for the great class. So, in the 8:11,
11? The last one?
Yeah, 8:11. It says, when he saw the river Godavari, right?
Yeah,
And
Godavari, yeah.
Godavari, yeah. Godavari. He remembered the river Yamuna, but I haven't really, I'm like not learned, but I haven't heard much about this sacred river Godavari. And so I was wondering if you could just maybe talk about
I also haven't heard much about Godavari.
Okay.
I mean, of course, we know when we do this, Shuddhikarana, purification for the water, Gangeshcha, Yamunashcheva, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu.
Yeah.
So this is one of the sacred river.
Yeah.
And then when Radhakund, Shamkund was being, made, that time, so one of the river personified was Godavari. So I know that she is, because most of it I have heard about Ganga, and then Yamuna, of course. So, and we as Vaishnavas, for us, Yamuna is more reverential. Nothing less of Ganga, but that's but what exactly, like, I did not, I mean,
Nothing
glorification of Godavari?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I haven't heard. Prabhu, you have heard anything? Godavari. How did she came down like that?
Expansion of Mother Ganga.
It's a river. When we pass by, we pay obeisances. Like this, since childhood we have been doing. And I used to throw coins also. That's all. From train you go over that from the train and then you throw coin. Like it's an obeisance and then you pay obeisances to it. This is what we used to do. But, glorification, we have mostly heard about Ganga and Yamuna. That's all you had to ask? Anything else? I have 6 more minutes.
Thank you for sharing how Srila Prabhupada said, if you're not feeling enthusiastic, act.
Yes.
So, but also, in our scriptures, there is a concept anukaran and anusaran. Anukaran means to imitate great personalities, and anusaran is to follow in the footsteps of the great acharyas or the predecessors, the parampara, chain of disciplic succession. So, so anukaran also sometimes, like you said, as you said in the class, sometimes acting or imitating, other devotees has to be backed up by anusaran.
Of course.
I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there are so many things. If dangerously they are imitated, that could harm the mission.
Of course, yeah.
So that's why anusaran is the higher principle which has to be always coupled with.
Yes.
If at all anukaran has to be done. Just a thought.
Thank you. Yeah.
I just was thinking of a pastime I've heard more than once about Srila Prabhupada, where a disciple went to him and said, Prabhupada, I'm standing in the kirtan, raising my arms above my head, but I don't feel any ecstasy. What should I do? And Prabhupada said, you should stand in the kirtan with your arms above your head. Maybe the ecstasy will come, maybe it won't, but that is how we should act, and our mood should just be that way.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll come, maybe it won't, but at least we're here trying.
One thing I was thinking, as Prabhu was also mentioning, and as you're saying, and we were discussing, there are things that we can do, there are things we cannot do. Then we have to be always be very, very careful that we don't become sahajiyas. Like, all of a sudden coming and dancing, it may disturb. But we also have to understand that we are in the mission, our mission is mainly preaching. So nothing goes beyond it. If we are I have heard in a class that Krishna will not give us ecstasy which we cannot control. So if it is disturbing the preaching movement, we will not do anything. Like, we know that they are Radha and Krishna, but Prabhupada asked us to worship them in the awe and reverence of Lakshmi Narayan, so that we do not cross our limit in the name of devotion and love. We start feeding him like that, getting on the altar and things like that. So that's what, even if it is anukaran, we have to check with our guru and seniors, is it a, bona fide anukaran or not? It cannot be anything whimsical. Then it goes in the circle of sahajism, doing things whatever you feel like. And honestly, I personally feel when we read the scriptures and hear classes, we will know mostly what to do, what not to do. Because there are so many instructions. In Prabhupada's lecture, if you go on hearing, read Bhagavad Gita, the scriptures itself gives you so much instruction. You know how to draw the line. That's what I feel. And then the more you are into the movement, the more you know what to do or not to do. Does it make sense?
Perfect. So, yeah, basically what we have heard often from the senior devotees, like, if you don't feel enthusiastic in dancing in the kirtan, you should act. You should imitate dancing like others who are actually feeling enthusiastic, or book distribution or any service, right? So that kind of imitation is good.
Yeah, so even if you go wrong with it or right with it, there's no wrong or right with such kind of thing, right? Whether you're dancing for Krishna, doing kirtan and book distribution. But there are things which will not be as nice if you break the rules. I mean, what happens? Your arms, either you do it or you don't do it. I mean, it doesn't have we are not breaking any principles. But anyhow is what, like, bona fide way of doing it or not doing it, or anukaran, bona fide anukaran.
Simple principle is, if senior devotees are doing it, then we can also.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu, yes.
So, I have a fear of acting like a sahaja, like also.
Yeah, that's a good.
I heard that basically they dress up like the gopis because they feel like they have that relationship, and so they say, okay, I am already there, right? And so I was wondering where I could learn more about sahajaism, I guess, and so I can know not to act like that.
I think if you learn more of Vaishnavism, you don't need to learn about Sahajaism. Like, ours is not to learn what's not to do. Ours is learn what to do, and not to do will be followed, right? So, like, we hear about so many horrible parents, but I would not go and check what do the horrible parents do. I will go and check, see what do the nice parents, do. So if I do that, I will automatically not become a horrible parents, right? Even I am scared. Every time I'm sitting, I'm so scared that I will say something upper Siddhantas, and that is the biggest fear that I have. So I will usually pray to the Guru Vargas that may I not speak something which is not in line with our philosophy. That's a very big thing. We may say things and it can it's such a subtle deviation. So that prayer we can do, Prabhu, but I don't think you need to see, okay, that is my personal feeling, and so I'm saying that yes, Prabhu, please go ahead. Okay. So that's what I feel. And as we were discussing previously, basically if we check with our Guru Maharaj or anybody senior whom we have trust in and whom we look up to, we should be okay, not too bad, and Krishna will reveal from the heart that we are going overboard. You should not be doing it like that. Yeah. So, and as I was saying, I don't know if it will create controversy or it will take the thing longer, but when we are doing service as a sadhaka, it's okay to feel that I am the body, then we will know how to behave. Do you know what I'm saying? If I think I'm a soul, I'll behave however I feel like. I mean, internally we know that we are supposed to, believe and imbibe it in our life. But if I think I'm not a Mataji, then I may not act like a Mataji, which will not be wonderful, will not be such a exemplary. And as a preacher, we have to be always careful that I'm a Mataji, even if this is not something. So, dharma, paradharma and swadharma, both has to go parallel. Does it make sense, Prabhu? Maybe you can explain him what I'm trying to. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to comment that that I think that I was wondering about that because of not because of the obvious. Like obviously, I'm not going to dress up like a peacock and go to a sewer in New York, But like, But I was asking for the subtleties of it, because if I'm remembering correctly, I was reading Bhagavad Gita and there's the picture of the tree, and it said the banyan tree, and does it say that the leaves are the Vedic hymns? Is that correct? Yeah, and so but also it talked about that the subtle desires, like that's where I don't know if I can articulate this because of my incorrect memory of the Bhagavad Gita, but like it's something about the subtle desires is actually directing us towards the type of body that we take, like divine or demoniac. So I was just interested on how do we shape our subtle desires when we're constantly also being advertised, like like that really helped me. You say focus on what to do, what not to do, because it seems like there's also so many advertisements for like billboards and everything of like what not to do.
Yeah, maybe Narasimha Rupa Prabhu has to say something. After that I will.
Nothing is as deep as you all, but just something that I really appreciate the point of focusing on what we want to do rather than what we don't want to do. Because even in like psychology, if you close your eyes and you think about a color, any color, red, right? Close your eyes, think about the color red, think about the color red. Open your eyes, all of a sudden all the things that are red will jump out at you. So in the same way, if you're focusing on what not to do,
Yes.
and you're spending a lot of time thinking about what not to do, and then you'll start seeing that more often in your life. And if you're focusing on what you want to do, what you're trying to achieve in your life, then you'll see more of that in your life also.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, that's a beautiful
I
point.
like that
Actually,
point.
it says, right? I'm sorry, Prabhu, did you? It says that mentally, whatever you meditate upon, you become like that. So if you think of the good qualities of the devotee, you will imbibe the good qualities. If you think of the bad qualities, unfortunately, that will happen too. It is like, it will happen that way. So if we keep thinking, am I Sahaji? One more thing, I would say that is my personal thing. At one point of time, I wanted to read certain kind of books. So I went ahead and asked this Prabhuji, would you help me? Of course, devotional books, but way more higher than where I am. So Prabhuji said, take your Guru Maharaj's permission. And Maharaj chastised me very nicely. He said, you have to read only Srila Prabhupada's book and his conversation, everything Srila Prabhupada, and rest will be followed. So whenever there is a doubt, I personally feel, whether I get a reply or not, I write it to my spiritual master or anybody whom Maharaj can. So that is the safest. Otherwise, even if we sort it through scripture and all, it will always come back to you and haunt you. Should I have done it? Not done it. If it is coming back to you again and again, and if you feel, then I personally feel, take the shell. That's why Guru is there for, right? Correcting us. Guru means heavy. Maharaj was also saying Guru means heavy, and getting guidance. Sometimes it feels so bitter when they, correct you. But that's the only way to go back. So sometimes to get rid of disease, we have to take such bitter medicines. But that's the only way. Otherwise, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. You have to come back this birth. Because I did not like one instruction, or I am scared that he will say something which is something that I don't like. But he's not there to say something that I don't like. He's there so that to make sure that I go back to Godhead. So that's what Prabhu I personally do from my personal thing. I always write my Maharaj that, Maharaj, this is what is happening. Even if he does not reply me back, but I know I have expressed my heart. I have been honest to him. And then we always pray to Srila Prabhupada. That Prabhupada, please, and Prabhupada, and trust me, and Krishna will, if we are sincere in our motives, they will protect us. So I never thought of those books again. Krishna. Yes.
I just remember regarding ecstasy. It is a personal thing between a devotee and Krishna. It's not meant for public.
Yes.
I just remembered many years ago when Mother Yamuna, she had visited Mumbai Chowpatty temple. One beautiful pastime happened, by Krishna's arrangement. I think I have narrated this during Shringar Darshan, by Krishna's own sweet will or arrangement. Something happened to the sound system, and just right at that moment, it stopped. Lights went off or something. And then Radhanand Maharaj just waved at her and she started Govindam. Okay. That was reciprocation between them. And then right after that, in the Bhagavatam class, as I just looked back, she was sitting far in the corner of the temple room. And there were incessant tears gliding down her cheeks. incessant tears, pouring, pouring. I couldn't stop looking back. Srila Prabhupada had said specifically about her, she's at Bhava
Bhava
stage.
stage.
But look at her, she's not exhibiting it or manifesting it,
Correct.
in front of the public.
Yes.
Like conditions, source tendency, I can speak about myself. I get something. Srila Prabhupada writes in one of the purports in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the tendency of the conditioned soul is to show off what they have, anything better than others. They want to show off to everyone, I have this. That is the conditioning. So that is Sajiism when it is at the, raised at a higher level, at a higher scale. But look at these wonderful acharyas and great devotees like Mother Yamuna herself. They are not. Because they have realized there is no substance in it. It is just between them. Right? Devotee and
Yes,
Krishna.
yes. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for sharing that. Thank you. Breakfast time. Anything else? We'll pause. Thank you. Please forgive me for all the mistakes I have committed. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuveva cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrit ki, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. Samveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Worship goddess Katyayani to get Krishna as her husband. Similarly, Rukmini was thinking of the various demigods, not for material benefit, but in respect of Krishna. Praying to demigods to achieve the favor of Krishna is not irregular. And
Rukmini was fully absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. Even though she pacified herself by thinking that the time of Govinda to arrive had not yet expired, Rukmini felt that she was hoping against the hope. Not expressing her mind to anyone, she simply shed tears, unobserved by others, and when her tears became more forceful, she closed her eyes in helplessness. While Rukmini was in such a deep thought, auspicious symptoms appeared in different parts of her body. Trembling began to occur in her left eyelid, arm, and thigh. When trembling occurs in this part of the body, it is an auspicious sign indicating that something lucrative can be expected. Just then, Rukmini, full of anxiety, saw the Brahmana messenger. Krishna, being the super soul of all beings, could understand Rukmini's anxiety. Therefore, he sent the Brahmana inside the palace to let her know that he had arrived. When Rukmini saw the Brahmana, she could understand the auspicious trembling of her body and immediately became elated. She smiled and inquired whether Krishna had already come. The Brahmana replied that the son of Yadu dynasty, Sri Krishna, had arrived. He further encouraged her by saying that Krishna had promised to carry her away without fail. Rukmini was so elated by Brahmana's message that she wanted to give him in charity everything she possessed. However, finding nothing suitable for the presentation, she simply offered him her respectful obeisance. The significance of offering respectful obeisances to a superior is that one offering obeisance is obliged to the respected person. In other words, Rukmini implied that she would remain ever grateful to the Brahmana. Anyone who gets the favor of the goddess of fortune, as did this Brahmana, is without a doubt always happy in material opulences. When King Bhishmaka heard that Krishna and Balarama had come, he invited them to see the marriage ceremony of his daughter. Immediately, he arranged to receive them along with their soldiers in a suitable garden house. As was the Vedic custom, the king offered Krishna and Balarama honey and fresh washed garments. He was hospitable not only to Krishna, Balarama, and kings such as Jarasandha, but also to many other kings and princesses according to their personal strength, age, and material possessions. Out of curiosity and eagerness, the people of Kundina assembled before Krishna and Balarama to drink the nectar of their beauty. With tearful eyes, they offered Krishna and Balarama their silent respects. They were very much pleased, considering Lord Krishna the suitable match for Krishna, Rukmini. They were so eager to unite Krishna and Rukmini that they prayed the personality of Godhead. Our dear Lord, if we have performed any pious activities with which you are satisfied, kindly be merciful upon us and accept the hand of Rukmini. It appears that Rukmini was a very popular princess, and all the citizens, out of intense love for her, prayed for her best fortune. In the meantime, Rukmini, being very nicely dressed and protected by bodyguards, came out of the palace to visit the temple of Ambika, goddess Durga. Deity worship in the temple has been in existence since the beginning of the Vedic culture. This is a class of men described in Bhagavad Gita as Vada-Rata. They believe only in Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, but not in temple worship. Such foolish people may have taken note that although this marriage of Krishna and Rukmini took place more than 5,000 years ago, there were arrangements for temple worship. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Kyanti Deva Vrata Devan. The worshipper of the demigods became the courts of the demigods. There were many people who worshipped the demigods and many who directly worshipped the Supreme Personality of God. The system of demigod worship was directed mainly to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, the Sun God, and the Lord Shiva and Lord Durga were worshipped even by the royal families. Other minor demigods were worshipped by.
This is related to the mic, so that online people also.
Oh, sure.
Okay, online.
It is on YouTube. Everything is correlated on YouTube.
Hare Krishna, reading Krishna book. Sri Radha Kalachan ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Worshipped by lower class people. As far as Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are considered, they simply worship Lord Vishnu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita, the worship of demigods is condemned but not forbidden. There it is clearly stated that less intelligent men worship the demigods for material benefit. On the other hand, even the Rukmini was the goddess of fortune. She went to the temple of goddess Durga because the family deity was worshipped there. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that as Rukmini proceeded toward the temple of goddess Durga, within her heart she always thought of the lotus feet of the Krishna. Therefore, when Rukmini went to the temple, it was not with the intentions of an ordinary person who goes to the beg for material benefits. Her only goal was Krishna. As Rukmini proceeded towards the temple, she was silent and grave. Her mother and her girlfriends were by her side, and the wife of a Brahmana was in the center. Surrounding her were royal bodyguards. This custom of future's bride going to temple of a demigod is still practiced in India. As the procession continued, various musical sounds were heard. Conch shells, drums such as panavas and buggles of different sizes such as turiyas and berries combined to make a sound which was not only auspicious but very sweet to her. Thousands of wives of respectful brahmanas were present, all dressed very nicely with suitable ornaments. They presented Rukmini with flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and a variety of colorful garments to assist her in worshipping Lord Shiva and Goddess Durga. Some of these ladies were very old and knew perfectly well how to chant prayers to Goddess Durga and Lord Shiva. So, followed by Rukmini and others, they led these prayers before the deity. Rukmini offered her prayers to the deity by saying, "My dear Goddess Durga, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you as well as to your children." Goddess Durga has four famous children: two daughters, the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, and goddess of learning, Saraswati, and two sons, Lord Ganesha and Lord Kartikeya. They are all considered demigods and goddesses. Since Goddess Durga is always worshipped with her famous children, Rukmini specifically offered her respectful obeisances to the deity in that way. However, her prayers were special. Ordinary people pray to Goddess Durga for material wealth, fame, profit, strength, and so on. Rukmini, however, desired to have Krishna for her husband, and therefore prayed that the deity be pleased with her and bless her with that benediction. Since the desired only Krishna, her worship the demigods is not condemned. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare. फिर कालाचंद राधा कालाचंद की जय।